What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning in today. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be modding the stock headlight on the B7, blacking it out and making it look like the ones on the old Beast here. Alright, so I'm going to start by telling you everything that's done to the headlight itself. So for starters, we're going to take this amber cover off for the blinker, and we're going to put in a chrome bulb. It's actually an amber bulb with a chrome tip on it. That way you can't see like the actual color of the bulb until it blinks. Then we're going to take this like bottom trim piece off that's inside the lens, and that's going to get done. Then the rings around the headlight itself. If you look over here, you can see. And those are the chromed out bulbs right there. When they blink, they're still amber. So they're still legal to run in a car because the blinker has to have an amber color. But yep, there's the side-by-side comparison. So there's really not much to this process. What I went and grabbed is I got some scuffing pads, some tack cloths, some matte black paint, and some primer. I use the matte black because I think it looks a little more OEM. I'm not a fan of the gloss, and you can roast me if you want, but I just think the matte looks better. So we're gonna have my buddy David start cracking this thing open and show you how it goes. Alright, so we're gonna start by removing this little plastic cover on the side. It's like a little rubber piece that it's like the, I want to say it's like a fender seal. It's where the headlight goes into the fender here. And we're going to pop these clips off. There's clips all the way around this. They look like this here, and you just take a little flathead and unclip them. Just try to hold your hand over them so they don't fucking like shoot away. Alright, so we got the clips off now. What we're going to do is I use a little razor blade and a flathead, and we're going to peel the lens off from the headlight housing here. What I do is I kind of slowly work the lens out, and as it comes out, you're going to see the sealant kind of pull away from the housing, and I kind of just cut that sealant to make less of a mess as it comes apart, because when you pull it out, it's just going to want to keep like stringing the sealant out. So I cut it that way it doesn't get all fucking stringy and get over everything. Take your time if you need to. There's no sense in breaking anything. Just slowly work it off there as you go. Alright, David, see that sealant in there? Start hitting that with that. Just kind of try to cut it. Yeah, there you go. This corner right here, see all this, see how it strings apart like that? Yeah, you just cut it and see how it just falls right back in. Now I'm gonna slowly go around. All right, get all that, flip that blade around. Yeah, use the other side of it, because that side looks dull. Get these strings right here. Yeah, there we go. Get all those. Yep, just keep working her around until she's all the way off. Alright, I'm gonna pull that corner. There you go. You get all of that. Shit's so tacky. And there we go. We got the lens removed. Alright, so we got the lens off. We got the bulbs out. We got two bulbs. We got the blinker bulb and the running light bulb. Now we're gonna take a T20 and we're gonna pop this whole piece off right here. It goes right here. Then this piece is separate. So there's gonna be 3 T20 screws around this piece here. There's 2 underneath and 1 in this corner. We're just gonna pull these out. And there's gonna be 1 clip on the top here that I'll show you how to get. And I already got this bottom screw out down here. So now I'm just going to take a small flathead. It's got a real small tip on it. And you can kind of see the tab in this corner. If you look down in there, you can see there's going to be like a little tab. You just got to push on it. It's going to sound bad, but it's really not. Then it just slides out. And we're going to push this little bulb out the back here. Undo this housing, these 2 right here, and that's what that clip looks like. So all you're doing is getting the flathead underneath it and pushing up on it and popping it out. So there we have it. There's the first piece out. And what we're going to do now is we're going to pull these chrome rings off. And these are actually we get painted. The actual like gray stuff, that stays the same. So we got that chrome piece out. Now we just got to get this one out, and this one's a little more difficult than the other one. There's 1 screw down below here, T20, same size as the other one. I'm gonna pop that out. All right. So after you get the bottom screw out, it's not a clip up here, it's an actual screw. And what you got to do, you got to kind of pull this down a little bit and kind of work the screwdriver in here. You get it right in there. You can see the head of the screw, get the little T20 in there, then it slides right out. And you can see where that screw's at on the top here. And that whole assembly's out now, and we're gonna start prepping these for paint. Now what I'm gonna do is separate the blinker reflector and the trim piece here. There's 2 pieces, and there's like a little tab that holds them together right here. All I do is I drill this tab out. I just drill it out enough for them to pull apart right there. Now we're gonna take this cover off right here, and these just slide out through the back here. There's little clips all the way around. You just push up on these clips and push it out the back, and the amber piece is out. Now the most difficult part of this whole process is pulling these chrome rings off from this housing here. And as you can see in the back, these are little clips all the way around the back side here that you gotta kind of pry out and push the chrome piece out. And it takes a minute. It's actually pretty difficult to get these out, especially this smaller one here. But yeah, just take your time. And you might break this piece off that kind of holds these two together right here, but it doesn't matter because it clips into the housing. Just don't break the tabs on the housing. Alright, let's get this off. Alright, so we got all the little chrome bezels off. Now all we're going to do, we're going to take some goof off, and we're going to actually strip this like chrome off from these to get down to the plastics. You do not want to paint over this chrome. It's going to bubble. Even if you do use primer, it just makes the paint bubble. So we're going to get this going, get all this chrome off here, then we'll start the next process. Alright, so we got all the chrome stripped off from all the bezels. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the scuffing pad and kind of just scuff it all up. Then afterwards we'll run it down with a tack cloth, make sure we get all the little shit off it. Then we're gonna spray it with our primer. You getting that, buddy? Yep. So got them all scuffed up, got them tacked with the tack cloth. So what I'm using for primer, so I'm using the adhesion promoter. It's a clear primer. If you're not good at spray painting, probably get a colored primer. And I got regular plastic paint. So the matte black finish. And I'm gonna do a couple coats of this. Then I'm gonna go over it with probably 3 coats of the paint. So the next piece we're gonna pull out is this little trim piece in the lens. And there's 3 bolts that hold this in, 3 screws I mean, and they're these little teeny fuckers. They're T9. And once you get those 3 out, just kind of wiggle it, pull this corner off from. It's gonna wanna stick to the tacky stuff right here, and just kind of pull it off there and slide it out. We're gonna do the same thing to this that we did to the little bezels. Just strip the chrome and scuff her down and get her painted. So we got all the bezels painted and the little trim piece in the bottom of the lens. So I'm gonna put this together and speed it up for everybody.
was just a motherfucker. I think Scott's just purposely gonna put some names on. Fucking annoying. Now they hate every fucking loud color.
Alright, now that we got them all assembled, we're gonna go ahead and put this lens back on. And what I have here, it's a headlight sealant. I just got this off Amazon, and I just gonna kind of string it out and put it in areas that I think is gonna need a little bit. And all I'm doing is putting a nice little bead of this in the crack here where the lens actually goes into the housing. You don't need a lot, otherwise it's going to ooze out and get everywhere. But yeah, just look around and see how much is in certain areas and figure out if you need to put a little more in there. That way they don't condensate. Now before we put the lens on, I just go around and I clean everything up real nice, because once it's sealed you don't want to pull it back open and have to get something out. So I just double check everything and I clean the inside of the lens. So now we're just going to slide this back on. Alright, David, we gotta get these clips on. Alright, let's do it. So now it's time to go back around and just get these clips back on. And it's easier if you got one person to kind of pinch it together as you push the clip back onto the headlight. Last but not least, we're going to go around with a heat gun and just kind of go around the edge. If you ain't got a heat gun, a blow dryer will work too. Just to make sure it just kind of all pulls back together, kind of melt it down a little bit. Kind of try to squeeze this together as I'm heating it. Pull it this way. Alright, so we got the bulbs back in, got the headlight in the car, and this is what it looks like when it's all said and done. We got the chrome covered bulb in there, and here's the before and the after. This lens does need to be wet sanded and polished yet. It'll look a lot better once that's done. There you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be posting hopefully something every weekend for you guys. So also shoot down a comment what you want to see done, and I'll go ahead and go out of my way and make a video for you. So keep on modding, my friends. We'll see you next time.